Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? All right, I think we have sound. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me now, everybody? Oh yeah, that's good. I don't know what was going on. The mic was on for once. I can't find the obvious mistake, which I've inevitably made. For once, I can't actually find it. Usually, it's so obvious. It's there right under my big nose. But on this occasion, I can't find why the mic wasn't working. The light was on. I just did the old classic, turned it off, turned it on again, and we seem to be in business. So I'll say welcome again. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are on this football we call planet Earth, and welcome to the Geeknd live. It is once again the internet, the end of the internet as we know it. So good evening from the UK to Simon, who first alerted me to the lack of sound. Hi. Astramus as well. I saw your message earlier, Astramus, which seems to have vanished from the chat about your one of your predictions for the Mandalorian, so I've made a note of that. We'll bring it up. David Milano is in the house as well. Saintly Red, hello, and HG's here, which is all good to see. So, we have got a slightly different show to normal. We have got some Geek Salad, everybody. However, not much. This is a kind of different Geek Salad, because really all I wanna show you is this. Oh yeah, dinosaurs, all of them, coming to Disney Plus. And it's not an advert. I'm genuinely quite happy about that. I'm quite nostalgic about that. I may even keep my Disney Plus subscription going on a little bit longer when The Mandalorian ends, so I can binge on some dinosaurs. But really, that's all I've got in terms of news. I thought maybe, as you know, The Mandalorian has been dominating much of the YouTube pop culture coverage of late. And we are in the final week. Can you believe it already? So I thought maybe we should take this opportunity to come together and speculate a little bit on what we think, what we would like to happen in this final chapter that we are just a matter of days from. But first of all, a little plug. You might know my movie location series where they made that, the latest episode, which took me 4 days to edit. I don't know how. I think that's more down to me and my lack of skills. Wonder Woman in London. They're mostly from the original Wonder Woman. When I say original, I mean the 2017, obviously not the original. But there is a bonus one from Wonder Woman 1984. Haven't seen the film like most of the people on this planet. So I can't say much about that location because I don't know much about the location. So what I'm saying is there's no spoilers unless you haven't seen Wonder Woman 2017. So that's out there. Love you to go and watch it and hit the like button and all of that kind of stuff I'm supposed to say. So, yeah, with that plug out of the way, let's talk a bit about The Mandalorian. So I want to hear from you guys, really. I've got some thoughts. And really, I think we can have a lot of fun with this. And by the way, Chad Campbell's in the house. Chad Campbell is my human stopwatch. I am going to try to get as close to 30 minutes as possible tonight from the shed, the cold shed. But let's see how that goes. Chad, I'm sure, will keep me posted on the time. So, yeah, I feel like this season 2 of The Mandalorian has sort of shown it's a series where anything can happen. So I have seen some pretty crazy theories out there, and whilst they'll be filed into the category of crazy theory, at the same time in the back of your mind you're kind of thinking, well, I suppose it's possible, isn't it? And I've seen one of those already pop up in the chat that I'm referring to in terms of crazy theories. So I will come to all these messages. Let me know in the chat what you think, or what you want at least, to come from this final chapter. Now, you can see in the exciting graphic I made, did recycle the Grogu Breaking Bad image from the other week, because why not? I put Thrawn in there. Now, I'm not an expert on Thrawn. I'm not an expert on anything, to be honest. I don't think we're going to see much of Thrawn, and I did think we would a week ago, but with all of the announcements from Disney, especially in relation to Star Wars, Someone made a point in a comment actually on one of the recent videos that every time I speak to an actor from now on, I should just assume that they've been cast in a Star Wars project and therefore ask them questions about it, because I've been complaining that I interviewed Richard Brake, who is the Imperial officer in the last chapter, and obviously he didn't bring up the fact he was in the Mandalorian because he wouldn't be allowed to. And I spent all that time chatting to him about Game of Thrones, Batman, and then I see this episode and damn. But anyway, hopefully I'm going to get him back on again. But I will, of course, release the Game of Thrones and Batman interview at least. But anyway, my point is that there's so much going on with Star Wars. But the Ahsoka announcement, for me, has confirmed where, if any, Thrawn's place is going to be in terms of live-action Star Wars. Because I think I'm right in saying that Ahsoka's a limited run. Is that the kind of jargon that they use? The same jargon they've used with Kenobi. Anyway, it's going to be like a 4, 5, 6 episode, and that's it. You're out, kind of thing, in theory at least. So, yeah, for me, that Ahsoka appearance in The Mandalorian, the Thrawn name drop bomb was really a setup. However, there's no reason why these two separate series in the same timeline can't connect at some point. So maybe at most, if we're going to see some Thrawn in this next chapter, it'll be more at the end. Say Din rescues Grogu, and I think Gideon will survive. I want Gideon to survive. I'm pretty sure we already know he does survive. Am I right in saying that Giancarlo Esposito has talked about the next season and preparing for filming? I might be wrong with that, but I want Gideon to survive. I think he's a good bad guy. We haven't spent enough time with him yet. But obviously, we presume he's working under someone. We presume that someone is Thrawn that Ahsoka's going after. So maybe at the end of this chapter, at the very most, in my opinion, we might see Moff G reporting to Thrawn of his failure, maybe at the end. Because I'm thinking Din's going to get Grogu back. So there's my thoughts on Thrawn, who I've put in the thumbnail. I put Ahsoka in there as well, and I put Luke in there. I'm not sure if we're going to see a Jedi yet. This series, for me, doesn't do things fast. There's been a lot of slow build, hasn't there, in this? So I think we will see another Jedi at some point, and your money would be on Luke, or I know a lot of people talk about Ezra as well, but I don't think that's going to happen this chapter. So there's a few thoughts from me, some rambling from me. Let's see what's going on in the chat as I scroll my frozen fingers to the top. Oh yeah, the top, a reminder of no sound, turn it up. He's more silence than man now, from Simon Drake. Yeah, I bet you guys preferred it when the mic was off. Now I can't stop, can I? Right, let's have a look. Brian M. Yeah, this is the one I mentioned earlier, or I alluded to. I don't think Mace Windu is going to be the potential Jedi. One resurrection was enough for this season. That's what I was alluding to. I've seen a lot of Mace Windu chat, and it's popped up in my comments a few times as well. In fact, I think, Dale, did you bring it up? I can see Dale in the chat. I think you might have brought it up. Sorry if I'm just accusing you of wild speculation that you're not responsible for, but I feel like you did. Yeah, I'm not sure about Mace Windu. And as you say, one resurrection. Boba, that's another one. Is Boba? I know there's a lot out there. And in fact, I made a note of Astramus's comment that's vanished from earlier. Astramus thinks Boba Fett will die and Din will take over the Slave One. I've seen a lot of people thinking that obviously Din needs a new ship. Will it end up being Slave One? I thought maybe Boba would go. Remember I said that a few weeks ago. I'm thinking now he won't, but is there a possibility that Boba could turn on Din? Is his transformation a bit too much, a bit too hard to believe in his character? Because he's a very good guy right now, isn't he? Which is not the Boba we remember. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure about Mace. Classic show. Oh, that's about dinosaurs, isn't it, Chad? Classic show. It'll be interesting to see if dinosaurs is still funny as an adult. Yeah, it will be. It will be. And these are the old episodes. It's not a new season series or anything like that. Yeah, it's a spoiler-free chat. I mean, I think spoiler-free. We all have seen every episode of The Mandalorian, I'm assuming, that has been released so far. So it's not really spoiler free in terms of that. We'll be talking about quite freely about anything that's already happened in The Mandalorian. But unless anybody has, seen a leak or has a crystal ball, then obviously don't a genuine leak. Then don't put that in the chat. This is just speculation. Excuse me. Yes, Chad, keep me aware. I realise I'm already almost halfway through. Jeans Guy is a surprise Jedi. Jeans Guy is like the meme sensation right now. And I think he's even had some sort of mock merch created as well. Jamie Stangroom will be in The Mandalorian. That's from Tristan Peterson. I can't comment. I can't comment on that, Tristan. Watch this space. I am available. And you know what? Like, I am more Wookiee than man anyway. So if they need a Wookiee at any point, I'd be the wardrobe department's dream. David, the anything is possible feeling is the best part of this era in Star Wars, this new era. Yeah, I feel like maybe there were moments in season 1 that were pretty predictable, but season 2, whilst everyththing that's happened was pretty much rumoured to happen, still, it's been full of surprises. At the same time, pleasant surprises mostly. And I think there are more to come, but maybe not necessarily in this up and coming final chapter of season 2. I'm doing the thing where I'm talking slow again because I'm trying to read and talk. Multitasking doesn't come naturally to us human men, at least me. Anyway, the closing scene. This is from Dale. Dale, sorry if I did accuse you wrongly. Oh, no, you're owning it, the Mace Windu theory. Here we go. So Dale in the chat, the closing scene of the final episode will be a close-up shot on a robot hand. The camera pans up, seeing Jedi robes. Is it Luke Skywalker? The camera pans up and reveals not Luke Skywalker. As according to Dale, Mace Windu, he is alive. Face to black, end of season 2. Well, that would be an interesting way to end the season. I'm not sure about that. But it's all good to speculate, and you do truly never know. Can't rule it out. What do I know? Scooter, Mr. Muck Dingleberry. Boba Fett will die, saving Baby Yoda, and Mando will get Slave 1. There's a lot of people thinking Slave 1's going to end up as Mando's new ship, and he does need a new ship. I'm going to miss Razor Crest. It's a cool ship. It's grown on me. I mean, you're therefore confident that Boba's going to remain a good guy. I mean, I don't really understand what he'd be up to if he is going to turn on Boba, because, like, it's, I was thinking, is he maybe working for Moff G? Does Moff G want Boba to bring Mando Din to him? But he doesn't, does he? What does he need with Din? If anything, he needs to keep Din away from him and Grogu. So I don't know what would be in it for Moff G to get hold of Din. He hasn't got any force that he can steal from his bloodstream or whatever. So yeah, I've been trying to think, why would Boba turn on Din? Scooter doesn't think he will, but I know some people out there do. Gaz, hi. Hello, Gaz Nottingham. You do keep saying it, but that's all good. It is an awesome time to be a Star Wars fan. Chad Campbell, I think a lot of these are going to be limited series, which isn't bad. It isn't bad. I agree. And also, I think Ewan McGregor might have already said this. Who knows? It could still go beyond, although I think that's even less likely with Kenobi than, say, Ahsoka. HG, the Empire needs a face. So, yeah. Is that in relation to Thrawn? And if so, who is the face? We talked about this the other week, actually, didn't we? And I feel like Benedict Cucumber Patch was the best suggestion we had in the chat. Sorry, Cumberbatch. Batch. Cucumber Patch. Brian M. Thrawn overtook Callus as Empire villain in Rebels. If he ever takes Gideon in this, it would be overkill. Yeah, I mean, we've already had a lot, haven't we, dropped on us in this season. So maybe any introduction of another character at this point could be considered overkill. And like I said, at times this season, this series has moved slowly. So I don't think they'll overkill, certainly for the sake of it anyway. knowingly. Brad Snoke. Hello, Brad Snoke. And Brad Snoke says hello to you as well. So if you are just joining us, this is like a kind of all-you-can-eat buffet at the Geek Salad, a Geek Salad buffet, you know, rather than me sort of providing and putting all the goodness on the dish for you. We're going up, we're serving ourselves, chipping in with our predictions and hopes, dreams for this final chapter of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. So it's a Mandalorian-focused show tonight, apart from the little dinosaurs drop that we had earlier on. David Milano wants to see Dark Troopers being badass. I think we will. There's been a lot of foreshadowing, hasn't there, of these Dark Troopers in the last, not the last one, but the 2 chapters before at least. So I think they're going to do some damage, some badass damage, as you hope for, David. David also says that he played Dark Forces back in the day and is very excited to see those guys in action, like real action, in live action. I think we're going to get a lot of action from them. It'd be weird if we didn't. It'd be like the Captain Phasma kind of thing, you know. A lot of build up and then little kind of substance. Sandy Red, I missed out your comment here. Thrawn is going to put on the Infinity Gauntlet and say he has to do it himself as far as getting Grogu at the end of the episode, calling it now. I think Grogu. So I mean, I know this is really obvious, but I've said this before. I thought the cliffhanger ending of this season would be Grogu getting captured. Obviously, that happened way back now. I think in terms of Grogu, there's going to be a clean ending to this. I think Din's going to escape with him. What kind of moment we'll get to keep us guessing into season 3, I'm really not sure. Could, you know, the focus on the Jedi, on the remains of the Empire, could that be transferred over to Ahsoka? And will next season be more about Din discovering more about his creed and reuniting the other Mandalorians together with Grogu? Because I don't think we're going to see another Jedi this episode. And even if we did, I hope that Grogu doesn't go down that path. I hope he stays with Dad now. That's what I hope for. So, you know, maybe next season won't be so Empire focused for the Mandalorian, and Ahsoka will pick up that kind of baton. And like I say, it'll be a bit more Mandalorian kind of culture, creed focused. But who knows? But yet, Sony Red's thrown it out there, called out that prediction. Astromus agrees with Scoots. Din needs a ship now that the Razor Crest is gone. But Din's not a bad guy. He's not just going to take Slave One. And also, Boba's not just going to give up Slave One. Surely that means as much to him, or almost as much to him, as the armor. We know how he feels about that armor, don't we? And he's very possessive about it. So I can't see Boba giving it up. Boba's got to die, hasn't he? For Din to get that ship. Whoa, we should have jump in the comments. Dale's owning it. Dale's owning up to being the person who first alerted me to the Mace Windu theory, which is fine. It's all good. Go crazy, people. Go crazy. But Chad, however, is not having it. He says Mace is dead. Please, please let him be dead. Let him rest in peace, essentially, is what Chad wants. My human stopwatch. Star Wars fans drive me nuts. We want Mace Windu to be alive, but yell when Han shoots first. That is a sure sign of impossible to please. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars fans are impossible to please because everybody has their own favorite characters, their own kind of expectations for those characters, which is why I've always said and still believe the sequels were doomed. The sequels really were always doomed because by that point, Star Wars has so many different generations of fans with different entry points, different favourite eras, etc., different expectations. As I said before, you're just never going to please everybody, are you? So if Mace came back, Dale, I assume, would be happy, and Chad, not so much. And that's just the nature of Star Wars, isn't it, you know? And that's cool. That's what it is. Simon Drake, Samuel Jackson probably has bigger film projects to get involved in a Disney Plus series unless Tarantino guest directs. Yeah, Tarantino probably true. But I feel like Samuel L. Jackson kind of pops up in a lot of stuff. And this is okay. I'm not belittling this, but he's hosting a BBC documentary at the moment. The subject matter is it's about slavery actually, and it's a subject matter that's close to his heart, and he's sort of looking back at his ancestry and what have you. So whether it be down, the BBC wouldn't have been paying a particularly big fee, so he's probably doing that for the project more than the money. And of course, the BBC is a big reach. So again, I'm not belittling this, but I'm just saying he's open to TV. He's open to TV. So I don't think Samuel L. Jackson would be the problem in bringing Mace Windu back. Personally, Tristan, I knew it. I don't know what you knew and what you've now confirmed that you know. But good. HG, Grogu in Carbonite, Din unmasked and stranded, Boba laughing it up. That would be a cliffhanger, wouldn't it? And HG goes on to point out that Fennec was on Tatooine for a reason, out beyond the Dune Sea. She had a meet at Mos Espa, Boba finding her. Yeah, was he the contact all along? Yeah, and what we have learned, I, like many, have complained in the past about seemingly filler episodes, and whilst I still think there's an argument for that, although I do not... I don't use the word filler anymore, I'm sorry I used it. Side questy episodes, a lot of the kind of strands that were left dangling, some of them have since been connected, haven't they? So we're yet to see what Fennec being there and Boba being there... Well, we know why Boba was on Tatooine, but the connection between those two we haven't quite had explained yet. If I've missed anything, copy and paste it back in again, guys, and I will come to it. I read every comment, every comment. I read them even before I've really sort of digested them mentally, so who knows what I'm reading half the time, because I don't. Simon Drake would like to see Gareth Edwards back directing something Star Wars again. Yeah. Rogue One was trending, wasn't it, on Twitter yesterday? I know The Last Jedi was because it was like anniversary, wasn't it? But Rogue One started trending as well. Rogue One's great. I'm going to release, I know on Patreon, you guys know about this. Simon, you're there, you know about this. I'm going to release the Where They Made That Rogue One. It is just a tube station in London. It's going to be quite short, and a lot of that scene, all those clips didn't even make the final cut, but it's still cool to do. I love Rogue One. I'm going to release that very soon. It was voted as the next one to be released on Patreon, but with the Wonder Woman release in the UK, like now, today, I think, even though like 70% of the country's in lockdown, I fast forwarded that one. Anyway, episode length prediction. That's a good question. I think we're going to go long, aren't we? Am I right in saying that the last two in season 1 were the longest episodes? I'm thinking we're going to go long here. I'm thinking 50 minutes. That's my guess. Tristan is pretty excited for Vader and Kenobi. Yeah, I am. As long as it's done right. And by right, I don't know what that is. I mean, are we talking flashbacks here? I saw a quote. I don't know who it came from, whether it was Christensen or Ewan McGregor or Kennedy. I don't know who owned the quote. Maybe it was Dale. But I'm sure they said they're going to cross swords as well. Laser swords. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about them actually meeting in real time, but flashbacks would be cool. But I'll take it, wherever it is. Yeah, Simon Drake, happy to see the Hayden love as well. I recorded, the reason I didn't go live yesterday was I recorded, it was postponed, it was meant to be last week, but got rescheduled last sort of minute in the end to yesterday. A prequel actor who works very closely with Hayden. So that'll be January. These are the actors you're looking for. And yeah, they spoke very highly of working with him. And they got to meet him again recently. And still, we're in a position to speak highly of him. So I think Hayden seems like a good dude. So it is nice to see him. Like Ahmed, things come full circle to see him getting some love now in the Star Wars world. I've lost the trail of chat. Am I going blue yet? Let me know if I'm going bluer than the background, because that's when we know I've gone on too long and this cold shed's got the better of me. I've lost the trail of chat. Oh no, here we are. Boba Fett will turn on. This is from Naya Lafotep. Boba Fett will turn on Mando. Just really how and how much is the question. Again, I do think it almost seems too good to be true, this change in personality of Boba. And presumably we're not going to get a spin-off miniseries that was rumoured, because surely it would have been announced like everything else last week. Because I thought if we had that, then that might explain his change of character, all that time mulling over his life decisions whilst in the belly of the Sarlacc. But so it's possible he could turn on him, completely possible. Roy Keane, Keno is in the house. I assume you've already walked the dogs this evening, Keno. Jamie, what do you think of Boba's new outfit and paint job? Hope he sizes those trousers down. Looks pretty baggy at the moment. Yeah, it's getting quite baggy. And I am a skinny jeans guy. I should know better. It's part of the reason why my skin goes a funny colour, not just because of the temperature in this shed in the middle of winter that I'm sitting in, but also because the skinny jeans cut off the blood circulation I've got going on in me. So, I don't do baggy jeans, and I hope Boba doesn't do those baggy jeans too often. I like a tight fit. Paint job. The paint, I mean, at first it was my eyes had to sort of acclimatise to them, because I like the kind of beaten. I like my Star Wars battered and bruised. I'm not here to knock the prequels. There's a lot of things I love about the prequels, but I didn't like the shininess. It completely makes sense, with the era. But seeing something like Rogue One in that more sort of battered, Empire-ridden universe was more my kind of Star Wars, and it's more my kind of Boba. But I got used to it, and it's fine. It's cool. It was certainly striking. What did you think to it, Keno? Let me know. Where are we? Jamie Armstrong Hitchings is in the house being the chat. I agree with you. Maybe you mean me, I don't know. Or maybe you mean Dale with his mace theory. Hope that Grogu does not go the Jedi way. Yeah, that's what I said, yeah. And we get more stories about Mando and Grogu finding out about the ever-mysterious Yoda Grogu species. Yeah, and also I would like Mando to learn more about, and for me at the same time, to learn more about the Creed, the Mandalorian Creed as well. But yeah, I want Grogu to reject the Jedi. And I liked Mando throwing Moff G's words back at him with that speech at the end of the last chapter. I really like that, and for me, that was the kind of confirmation that in Din's mind, the child has gone from the child, the asset, all these different names. The baby of Yoda has gone from being the quest to the child. Once again, the actual son, my son. 5-minute warning. And you have, Chad Campbell has written that 5-minute warning in all caps for effect, dramatic effect. Yeah, actually, I feel like we're over half an hour, but then the first many, many minutes were silence, weren't they? Because of the latest technical issue. So yeah, we'll keep going for another 5 minutes then, Chad. Keep on at me. Where are we? Tristan. Sam Jackson is doing his own Disney Plus series, Secret Invasion. So he's part of the Disney Plus family then. Nick Smith, I never understood where people got decided that Mace Windu would be the one. It's out there though, and it's not just Dale. I've seen it in a lot of places. It's just Dale brought it to my attention first. Jamie, don't know what that was first. I don't know why I did it again. I'm going to move on now by not doing that ever again. Jamie Armstrong, once again, great calls about Boba turning. Hadn't thought about it before. Hope not. Really enjoying the awesomeness of Boba at the moment and would hate to have to hate him. Yeah. But at the same time, whilst wasn't particularly bothered about getting a Boba spin-off series, when I saw his changing character, I was a bit like, I'd like to know how he reached this point. And I presume we're not going to get that for a long time now, as there was no announcement. So yeah, I'm just wondering. I'm starting to lean towards maybe he is going to turn. Okay, Jamie thinks. The other Jamie thinks the Mace Windu idea has been elevated after Star Wars theory Vader fan film involved him. I think I saw that fan film. I think I saw it. Did it involve him? I can't remember. I can't even remember, lad. Stop doing accents, Jamie. You're not good at it. Tristan's back. Tristan says Kennedy said it would be the rematch of the century. Okay, so again, is this going to be like, like Force Vision dueling, flashback dueling, or is it going to be in real time? Because I'm not sure about the real time thing. But I'm an open guy. You guys know that. Chad, by the time you read this, it's time to end. Well done, sir. It can't be 5 minutes since you ranted at me in all caps. Rant's the wrong word. Rant. I still attach rant to you from that time when you did rant. Remember the rant? I can't remember what the rant was about, but it was a rant, wasn't there? Chad the Rant Campbell. Hayden, as we mentioned again, from Simon. Hayden was barely aged 2, so could do the flashbacks. Yeah, he could. They wouldn't need to do any dodgy de-aging on him, would they, really? Also seeing him as Vader unmasked, doing body repairs or something would be cool. I agree with that. And Scooter agrees as well. Sanely Red, surprised I haven't seen someone put hammer time to when Boba Fett was smacking around the stormtroopers in those baggy pants. It's going to happen now. I'm not going to do it, just to put it out there, but someone is going to do it now. Someone. HG, my guess is that Boba's armor is the original shade, but then the color grading for that cinematic look has given it that kind of cosplay finish. Yeah. Mando is a beautiful looking series, isn't it? Yeah, but it has got that cinematic look all round. It is beautiful looking. Dale, if Luke makes an appearance, would it be a new younger actor playing him or CGI to make him younger? Oh, who's the actor that really does look like him that's often been talked about? And I believe Mark Hamill's given him the kind of all clear. You're all clear, kid, to play me. So let's play this thing and go home or whatever. Yeah, I think personally, well, I said this recently. So sorry if I'm repeating myself, because I am repeating myself. But I personally, while Mark Hamill's alive and well, don't want another actor to play Luke Skywalker. But on the other hand as well, I'm not sold. Well, I don't think we're there with the technology yet. There's still something not quite right about Leia in Rogue One. Whilst better, Tarkin in Rogue One. Leia having the kind of training duel in The Rise of Skywalker with Luke. However, I thought Luke looked quite good. The young Luke, D.H. Hamill, I'm presuming, was okay in Rise of Skywalker if it's used in the right way and used sparingly, perhaps. And he doesn't need to dominate, does he? It can be quite a quick thing. So yeah, in my opinion, well, my hope would be it would be a CGI but done well, if that's possible. Roy Keane, the dogs have been walked. Panic over, people. Roy Keane has walked the dogs this evening. And he liked the new look for Boba. Doesn't think it's quite as good as the OG look, but it's fine. It's got the Roy Keane thumb up. Seal of approval. I think it looked better in the first episode with Boba. Yeah, it's a more battered and bruised, dented look. Chad Campbell has formally accepted the nickname of Chad the Rant Campbell. And yeah, I'm going to have to wrap up pretty soon, aren't I, Chad? Sebastian Stan, thank you, Nick. Thank you, Tristan. That is the actor, I believe, who has had the seal of approval from Mr. Hamill himself. Roy Keane, possibly with the final comment. This is your final call for the final predictions. As I mentioned, I think we're going to see some. Roy Keane, I will read whatever you've written. I know I sort of started to and then stopped, but I've got to work with what pops into my mind at the time. I've got to get it out there. But in conclusion, I think we are going to see. We are, David. Don't worry, we're going to see some serious action from the Dark Troopers. I don't think. If anything, we're going to see Thrawn just at the end with Gideon reporting some bad news to him, i.e. that bad news being Grogu getting rescued, because I think Din will rescue him, Din and the crew. Really on the fence. I'm going to sit on the fence about whether Boba will turn or not. I'm really not sure about that. It could go either way. But I do think we will see another Jedi at some point in The Mandalorian. I'm just thinking maybe not this season. Maybe Bo-Katan could turn up tomorrow, Friday, 2 days' time. Because obviously that would make sense. She's hunting Gideon, isn't she? So perhaps we could see the return of Bo. Roy Keane said, I would rather have Hayden just play Vader without the mask. I should get a bodybuilder like Prowse for the jewels. The Rogue One actor was slouching way too much as Vader. There was 2 actors in Rogue One. Spencer Wilding. And I think the scene, the corridor scene was by David Naparis. I'm not pronouncing that right. The second part of his name. David, I think I've got okay. And he's like a professional horse rider, I believe. There you go. Been trying to get him on these are the acts you're looking for forever. Not going very well. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. HG, recent deepfakes of Leia and Tarkin show this is the way for Luke. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought Tarkin was better than the Leia Rogue One, which was my friend Ingveld. Jamie Armstrong Hitchings' final prediction. Final prediction is it will be awesome, which I believe is a man's yo. So I'll be back on Friday for my final. Oh, yeah, need to tell you this. My final, Daniel Napuris. Don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but Napuris. I'll be back Friday for my final kind of short review, and then I'm not going to release one over the weekend. You know, I've been doing a longer one. I'm going to merge the Geeknd Live next Tuesday with my kind of longer Mandalorian chapter discussion to kind of close out the season. And I'm going to be joined by a very exciting guest, okay, from the Star Wars creator universe. And there is a very good chance that he sent you to this channel in the first place. He's been very supportive for a long time. He's American. It's the only clue I'm going to give. It is confirmed, but you know, it's just always good just to sort of tease people a bit, I reckon, in life. Have I said everything that people have said in the chat? I'm just reading your words. That's what I've just done for the last 40 minutes. Chad, where are you, Chad? You're meant to be keeping me moving to time. I need to give Chad like an off switch, really, for my streams, don't I? Just to switch me off when it's time. Okay, let me just rattle through these final comments now. We had Jamie's that it will be awesome. Nick Smith, Mando shows Baby Yoda his face to coax him to come with him and not stay with Moff. That could be the interesting thing, whether Moff's being able to manipulate Grogu is getting really cold now. Manipulate Grogu enough to sort of leave him in a situation where he has to decide whether to, stay with his temptations or to go off with Daddy Din. Tristan, glad that the Mando behind the scenes series is coming back Christmas Day. Yeah, I saw that. It's not going to be a series this time, it seems. It's just one kind of behind the scenes episode. And Tristan again with Daniel Naprith. Brad Snoke, Grogu and Mando will escape, I agree, but the Empire was successful in obtaining... Oh, yeah, okay. So Brad thinks the Empire might be successful in obtaining enough Yoda blood for a living clone. Can't possibly comment, Tristan, on your guess. That's interesting, though, Brad, and that would be a very good kind of ... cliffhanger, whatever you want to call it, moment to sign out. Jar Jar. Darth Jar Jar? Oh, you're talking about guests. You're not talking about a theory for Mandalorian chapter, the next chapter. What would it be? Chapter 15, chapter 16? Where are we at now? So many numbers. Igor, I will be happy when the sequel trilogy and everything related to it is erased and decanonized. That's not going to happen, Igor. That's fair enough that you believe that, you want that, it would make you happy, but I don't think that's going to happen. People were saying that about the prequels a long time ago, weren't they? And I think a lot of people will come round on that, and whether they like them or not, have accepted them. But I would say I think it's quite obvious that Disney have, for now at least, I'm not going to say turn their backs on the sequel trilogy. That's wrong, but at least haven't got any plans for Rey and Finn and Poe and the main kind of gang for now. Judging by all the announcements last week. HG, looking to that final debrief. It's not Kevin Smith. It's not Kevin Smith. I'm going to say that. It's not Kevin Smith, David. But that will happen one day. Kevin Smith will come on the channel one day. I'm putting it out there now. So it's got to happen now. George Lucas. Can't say George Lucas will ever be on the channel one day, but you never know. And you know I'll ask. Have asked. I will keep asking. It's not Big Kev. Or not as Big Kev these days. I think Chad's just given up on me. I think Chad just leaves after 30 minutes now. Okay. Saintly Red is betting it's Eckhart's ladder for the guest. It's not, but that reminds me that I need to do the thing. Thank you all, and I mean every single Patreon member, and thank you to Patreon members on the Geek Age fan club tiers and also Geeky Minders as well. And it is the contractual obligation that I put your names up in lights. So there you are, lights. Your names in lights. But thank you to everybody on the Patreon and everybody watching as well. And please hit that like button as well. And just to go back onto that, it's not Eckhart's Ladder. I feel bad about asking because everybody asks Alex Star Wars Explained to come on their streams and that. So I've sort of I've held back on asking those guys for this, but I was always saving who I've got for this final one. I was always saving him till last because he's been very, very good for this channel, and I wanted to spend the big grand finale. Also, my first live guest as well, so it's a milestone moment for the Geeknd channel. I wanted to spend it with him, but I'd love to get Eckhart's Ladder on the channel one day. And Tristan, I still can't comment on that. Right, Astramus, thank you for joining the stream. I will see you in hell, I'm sure. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you, everybody. David, Kino, Jamie, Saney Red, HG, Igor, Brad. I'm just going for all the names now. Everyone, basically. I'm thanking you all. Thank you. Thank you, Mum. Thank you, world. See, when I start saying thank you, I'm very British. I can't stop thanking people. And then I start apologising as well for thanking people. Okay, I'm going to end the stream. Where's the button? Cheers, Scooter. Mr. McDinglebury. Take care. Thank you, everybody. And we'll talk next week on Tuesday with the mystery guest. All right, I'm pressing stop now. Goodbye.